Tucker Carlson had on a guest by the name of Mark Stein. This guy is breaking world records for pomposity. You're about to see that very clearly. So they're going to go after Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Bernie Sanders here. Take a look.
So Bernie wants you to discuss the nature of our fascist society, our non-advanced society at Christmas. Yeah. Are you going to?
Well, you know, basically, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is right that Bernie supporters think that their parents and grandparents are fascists, racists, homophobes, Islamophobes, thisophobes, thatophobes, and their parents just think the kids are stupid. But they can be stupid in a mildly diverting way. And if it's a choice between, you know, sleeping off Christmas dinner over The Price is Right, or listening to your kids say that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez talks a lot of sense about how fascist America is and why can't we be more like Venezuela, where they're so environmentally enlightened they've abolished toilet paper. I don't know that in terms of entertainment over the Christmas lunch, that I don't think it persuades anyone. And basically, for what's so sad about these young Americans is that Bernie is, in fact, their surrogate father or surrogate grandfather. I don't think there's a self-respecting middle-aged man across the fruited plain who wants his kids saying, "Oh, man, Dad, you're so Squaresville. Why can't you be more like Bernie?" I don't think that's a particularly helpful message over the Christmas dinner.
So we do have to give him 1 point there, because he said, oh, he's the surrogate father of the nation, to which I respond, you're damn right. But not for the reason he thinks. He thinks it's like, oh, because Bernie Sanders is going to allow you to never work again and be really lazy and just play, like, you know, Xbox all day or whatever. And the reality is, no, he's America's dad because he actually cares about the country. He wants to uncorrupt the country, and he wants to catch us up to the rest of the developed nations around the world. There's nothing about that that's like, oh, he's a dad who's too easygoing who lets his lazy kid get away with doing whatever and committing crimes. That's how he wants to portray it. But I will give him 1 point because he says that that's America's dad, to which I respond, you're damn right, which is why we call him America's dad. Now, the rest of it is just sheer lunacy. So apparently, I don't know, Bernie or people affiliated with the campaign or whatever release, some ideas on how to converse with right-wing family members. And it's weird because instead of addressing the stuff that they actually said and the arguments they made, they strawmanned. Mark Stein, this unbelievably pompous way of talking. It almost seems like he's faking it. Like that dude would go home and just talk to his wife like, hey, honey, I'm back. Hey, honey, I'm back. Yeah. He's like my pompous impression thing. Anyway, my aristocrat, as people call it. He says that Bernie supporters are telling their family members, you're fascists, racists, homophobes, and Islamophobes. Except nobody said that. Nobody said that. The way that Bernie makes his case to people who don't agree, and the way Bernie supporters generally make their cases to people who seemingly don't agree, is we bring up policy. We bring up, first of all, again, the fact that he's uncorrupted. He's taking small dollar donations. He's not representing Wall Street, the big banks, the military-industrial complex, big pharma, so on and so forth. So we bring up the fact that he's uncorrupted, he's representing the people, and you relate to what they're going through. You relate to what people, oh, okay, so your wages are stagnant. Well, here's Bernie's plan for that. He wants a living wage. He wants to increase the rates of unionization, so on and so forth. You go to where people are. So if somebody is about to go bankrupt for medical bills, you talk about Medicare for all and how he wants to abolish all medical debt and student loan debt. If somebody's, struggling with student loan debt, you talk about how Bernie wants to abolish that and provide free college. Now, again, all these ideas are basic ideas that other developed countries have implemented. So this isn't pie in the sky, crazy unicorn fairy dust stuff. But that's how you appeal to people. Now, again, they don't know how to engage on substance, so what do? Oh, all of Bernie supporters just want to call people fascists and racists and homophobes and Islamophobes. I'm a big Bernie supporter. That's not exactly how I make the case for Bernie Sanders on this show now, is it? You want to engage with what I'm actually saying, or you want to, just pretend like I'm saying something else? So they straw man all day long as they pretend like they're the serious people. Then, they casually throw out there, I love this, oh, the parents think their kids are stupid. Now, what happened? I thought that you guys, Tucker likes to portray himself as this anti-elitist, populist kind of character. And now all of a sudden, when somebody doesn't agree with them politically, oh, they're stupid. The kids are stupid. They're stupid. They don't agree with the parents politically, so they must be stupid. I thought that it was elitist and out of touch to call people who don't agree with you politically stupid. I thought that you actually wanted to try to build bridges and believe in the marketplace of ideas and change people's minds. Oh, it turns out that's not true. And the second you don't agree with somebody, you're more than willing to just throw insults at them. That's exactly what you're doing. So in other words, you're doing the thing that you're accusing the other side of doing. You just accuse them of all Bernie supporters just want to call people fascists and racists and homophobes and Islamophobes. So you're accusing the Bernie people of just calling people names, and then you turn around and just call people names. Oh, they're stupid. They're stupid. And then, of course, every time you watch Fox News, take a shot every time they mention Venezuela. You'll be dead in 23 minutes. Because there's all the, Venezuela! That's what AOC's pro-Venezuela! That's pro-Venezuela. She didn't say that. Nobody on the left has been saying that. You just said that. In fact, people bring up the rich radical tradition in this country. Martin Luther King Jr., for example, the civil rights movement. People bring up Eugene Debs. So people bring that up in this country, FDR, and then also they bring up the Nordic model. It's very rare anybody ever brings up Venezuela or the Soviet Union as like the success story. So, it's just, again, they're straw manning as they pretend like they're the only serious people in the room. And I thought that Tucker was against that. I thought Mark Stein was against that. But instead of engaging honestly, they straw man their opponents. And this is what you get now, man. This is what you get with the national discourse and the dialogue. Bernie Sanders is on the top of the list. There's Bernie, Tulsi, and Yang are the only three that really have that crossover appeal and get a lot of Republican votes and Trump voters to support them. They don't know how to digest that. They either don't know that fact, that's possible they don't know it, or it is possible they know it and they don't know how to engage with it. So instead, they make all this noise about how, Bernie looks down on you and thinks you're a fascist and a racist and a homophobe and an Islamophobe, and his supporters think you're fascists and racists and homophobes and Islamophobes. And so they want to make the audience believe that that's what Bernie thinks of you and that's what his supporters think of you. Therefore, obviously, you should never support Bernie. But again, we're not saying that. We're actually appealing to people based on policy and based on improving their lives. And since you don't want to engage on that substance because you know you'd lose, it's just straw manning all day long. Here's the thing, man. Definitely Tucker knows. I don't know if this other guy knows because he just seems silly. But Tucker knows deep down Bernie's got appeal. And he did that segment a while ago where he gave credit to AOC and Bernie on, they proposed a bill that stops the predatory payday loan industry from charging more than 12% interest. He supported that bill. If you went through their agenda with a fine-tooth comb, if you're being honest, you would point out that almost everything they're pushing for helps people. But you're not going to do that. Instead, you're just going to pretend like they're saying stuff they aren't saying so you can try to shore up support for Republicans and for Trump, which is dishonest, disingenuous, and it is the exact kind of fake populism that we now expect of the likes of Tucker Carlson.